generally consider myself a pretty decent driver. Like, I'm pretty good at what I do. But that doesn't mean I don't make mistakes, because I so do. This one was years ago, and I haven't done this as much recently, and I find that when I'm not like eating, if I'm not eating well, or if I'm slacking on like my vitamins, not to sound corny, but it's so true. If I'm like not taking care of myself, I'm not sleeping enough, or whatever happens to be, I tend to make this mistake more often. So I delivering to 109 A Street. All right, so 109 A Street. So I go up and down this street like 3 times, and this street's in like a neighborhood. So let's say there's A, B, C, D Street. All right, and the numbers are obviously odd on one side, even on the other. However, in a few buildings they skip numbers entirely. So like it'll go from like 105 to 109, and 107's not even there. But there's only a couple that do that, and it's not like it's the common thing in this area. So I can't find 109 A Street. Okay, so finally I'm like, all right, enough of this crap. I call the customer. I'm like, hi, I'm just calling to confirm your address. He says 109 A Street. And I'm like, okay, are you sure that's where you are? Because I've driven up and down the street and I can't find your house. Maybe, and I explained how there's a couple buildings where they just kind of skip the number, and maybe he's in one of those or whatever. He was like, oh no, like he was really cool. He's like, oh gosh, I'm actually, this is my friend's house, so let me go outside and double check. And I'm like, oh, that explains it. He doesn't live here, so he doesn't know where he is, because that totally happens. So he goes outside. He's like, nope, it's 109. And he's kind of like, I don't know what else to tell you, because that's where I am. So I'm about to be like, I don't know what else to tell you too, when I pull up to the stop sign. It's like a 4-way stop sign with a cross street. And I look over at the street sign and I realize that I'm on B Street. I'm not on A Street. In that moment, I felt like the biggest idiot on the planet. And I just paused. The guy's on the other end of the phone. And I just had to, look, sir, I'm really sorry. I was totally on the wrong street. There's nothing else I could say. Just, I'm on the wrong street. I know exactly where you are. I will be right there. I go over to A Street, and there's 109, and there's the guy outside. I felt like such an idiot. He was really cool, though. He ended up still tipping me. I apologized profusely. I'm like, man, I'm so sorry. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, delivery mode. So on that note, I don't feel so bad. I just stopped in at the gas station, and the girl behind the counter, I explained how I just recorded a video about being an idiot delivery driver and like being on the wrong street. And she said, oh yeah, it happens to me all the time. She lives on a street there's a street by this name in neighboring towns, and they get confused a lot. So she's like, the driver's always calling me like, you're not on my GPS, or I can't find your house. She's like, yeah, I'm in the other town. So I'm like, all right, so I don't feel that bad. I'm not the only one who does dumb crap like that. Sweet.